Grand Hood Rising, Kings and Queens, the Trap Witch here in Atlanta, Georgia, coming to bring you a full moon in Libra reading for March 20th, 2019. We are almost all the way through the Mercury retrograde in Pisces as we're moving into Aries season. Um, I felt this has been a pretty good retrograde thus far. Nothing too heavy. A lot of loose ends getting tied up, a lot of, things just being freed so we can move on into the springtime. Winter is about to be done, and it is so divine that the full moon energy falls on the spring equinox. So I don't know what you are waiting for to come forth via spring, but I am definitely prepared and ready now to reap all that we have been waiting for. For those of you who don't know me, I am the Trap Witch. I'm an intercessory healer, intuitive. I do a lot of mentorship, guidance, heavily based on shadow work. I like to consider myself a bridge, or what I like to say is I help people discover their inner tools and their inner power in order to be able to build their bridges across obstacles in life that, quite frankly, in the past, many of us, I know I used to have a hard time struggling, but like my shirt says, and I'm going to be putting the link under this video with all my info where you can get this shirt. Nah, me and struggle don't go together no more. So I know a lot of people have been breaking up with a lot of things, and I tell people in life, we have to understand sometimes it's not about struggling, it's about slowly succeeding. And what I discovered is when we decide to break up with the idea of struggle, that everything just requires us sometimes slowing down, meditating on what we have available in order to get past these obstacles, we start to have a better perception, better mindset of how we look at the things that interfere and throw us off of alignment in life. So for those of you who have been following me for a really long time, I appreciate you. You know that I'll be going on a short break soon. So last roll call for anybody who wants to get a one-on-one session. If you want to inquire about my schedule right now, whatever availability I got left before I go on this small break, hit me up with the email, thetrapwitch@gmail.com. And because this is a full moon, a few months ago I had put on my site a full moon ritual that I had taken down, but for this moon I've gone ahead, I've added it back to my site. It's called Cleanse, Clear, Clarify. It's a great little ritual. It includes a bath, it includes a prayer, it includes a ritual that you can use for manifestation to clear things out and also bring things in this coming season. It's never too late to start manifesting for spring. Even if you feel like you got caught out there in the wintertime, go ahead, copy that guide. A lot of people said that they enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it as well. That bath knocked me the fuck out, made me sleep real good. So check that out if you feel compelled. It's only $5.55. It's real dirt cheap. So go ahead. So, full moon in Libra. I'm always excited when the moon is in Libra. My moon is actually in Libra. I'm an Aquarius, Leo rising, Libra moon. And, Libra, ruled by Venus, the planet of love. I feel like a lot of us are about to come into a newfound type of love this spring. Last year hit us hard with these motherfucking eclipses and all of these shifts from 3D to 5D, and we're just entering into a new type of season in life. And I don't know about y'all, but that newfound partnership, inner union, that balance, I don't know if y'all feel it, but I feel it as we're slowly beginning to even out the scales again and come into this next coming season. So like I said, before we jump into these cards in this reading, last roll call for one-on-one readings with me, because I will be disabling my site while I'm on break, but I will put it probably back up as I'm getting ready to reignite. I just got to figure some stuff out. I am taking a short break because I'll be going through a major ceremony. I'll be crowning Oshun. I am a up-and-coming practitioner of the Lukumi practice. So I will be making one of the biggest initiations and steps that you can make in your life as someone who walks that faith to become a priestess. So I can walk my life here on out with Oshun as my full-on co-pilot. As we said, we're going to be marrying her to me, so I can continue to do this good work. So know that all of you that have been around and along with me for this ride as I've been growing, I truly appreciate it. And all those of you who say that my work has helped you, I appreciate it. I'm just here as a humble servant, helping people break up with the struggle so that they can live their best life, fulfill destiny, and rid themselves of these karmic cycles that are a motherfucker. But guess what? You a big bad motherfucker, and you can overcome them quite easily if you just put your foot into it, put your back into it, and apply yourself. Wisdom, cognitive thinking, emotional intelligence. It just takes a little bit of that, and dedication, discipline to see your goals through. If we don't go through the blockage, we don't get to the blessings. So, ashe. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to be reading from the Law of Attraction Tarot. I've really liked these cards. I've been using them for the past couple readings. They come in more like flashcards because they're just images and what have you, and then I'll be complementing them with Doreen Virtue Archangel deck and some other goddess deck if necessary. So I encourage you, go get you a notepad, get you a notebook, because I drop gems here and there, and it might be applicable for what you got going on in this energy shift. Yeah, so if you feel compelled to share any of the things that have resonated hard with you in this reading, do feel free to share them with me on Instagram, The Trap Witch, TheTrapWitch. And with that being said, we're going to go ahead, we're going to get into this reading, and we will move on from there. You like my nails? I just got them done. Spirit, we call you in on behalf of the collective, and we ask for the highest good of all those involved with harm to none. We ask for clarity. We ask for clear perception. We ask Elegua to open the roads to precise messages. At this time, what is it subconsciously, below the surface, beyond the veil, that can facilitate in the collective's highest good? Allow them to overcome barriers and obstacles, and give them insight on where they're currently at on their path, transcending any spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical blockages that might be hindering them, throwing them off in love, happiness, peace of mind, good health, prosperity, and all the things of abundance that are due to them. We ask now, as the full moon in Libra occurs, March 20th, 2019, spring equinox during Mercury retrograde. What is it that they can know at this time that can help them use this energy to the utmost of their potential and allow them to continue to use their emotional intelligence, their logic, their hearts to move forward in alignment with all their dreams, with their goals, passions, to slow success, breaking up with their ideas of struggle? I call on my spirit guides, my Agun, my ancestors, ascended masters, archangels of benevolence, as well as any of the other benevolent spirits that surround me that wish to assist. And we ask, where can we point our attention to be of good intention, maximum execution of our highest potential energy, and to be of servitude, like I said, again, for ourselves, and then secondly, others. Gotcha. Doors are slamming. Does that mean we are slamming the doors on some old shit this season? Sure enough, bet you we are. Let's do 4 of those. All right, here we go. First card. It looks like a mixing bowl, right? It looks like batter. It looks like cake mix. It looks like a concoction of things that are being mixed together, a preparation, right? I like this because it shows us that we are putting something together, but this is the first step, right? If we're talking about something that's being prepped, right? There's a whole whole bunch of other stuff that comes after this, right? And once this is mixed, you got to grease the pan. You got to put it in. You got to put it in the oven to bake. And then you got to allow it to cook and before we can get to what it is that we want. I don't know if any of you have really been wanting everything to just come together, okay? But what I'm feeling from this is definitely that things are coming together, right? And what I love about the clarity card that I pulled right under it, Mott, fairness. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner, right? I love how Mott is coming up because with the scales, right? The scales of Libra. The moon is going to be in Libra. These scales are really important. And when we're mixing things together, especially for something that we're trying to prepare, it's really important that we feel like we got all the ingredients for everything to come together. And I feel like more so, are you concerned that things are not going to come together? Are you concerned that you ain't got everything that it takes? Rest assured, you do, and you will. Everything's going to be fine. Let's pull a clarity on top of that again. Spread your wings. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect, and you are ready to soar. Right? You got all the ingredients. You've mixed it. You've prepared it. Now it's time to just do it with enthusiasm and just continue to put your foot in it. I feel like the thing that needs to come right on top of it is that faith that it's going to work out. You know, because sometimes when you're mixing stuff like that, you put your finger, you keep tasting it, and I feel like some of y'all keep mixing it and keep tasting. You checking for the consistency, checking to taste, see if it tastes okay. Have faith that it will. I think because a lot of us feel that what we are waiting, which is the end result, right, of whatever we've been awaiting to arrive at our door, to show up. Because we haven't seen the final result, because we haven't seen the arrival yet, we're concerned. Which is the second card, right? It's an admirer. It's a young man that has a bouquet of flowers behind his back, and he's about to ring the doorbell. That card's reversed. Just because the date, right? Because I'm hearing the word date. You know, I don't want to call him an admirer. The date, right? The date, the courtship, the romance. When I say romance, I mean more so beauty. Because it doesn't seem like your date has arrived yet, and you're still seeming to mix together everything. The sense of maybe, oh my God, like, oh, it's still not ready. You know, I'm not ready yet. I'm still putting things together. Continue to put your foot in it. Trust that you'll be put together as soon as the date arrives, because things are coming to fruition. Things are definitely coming to fruition. All you have to continue to do is trust that what you're starting, what you have started, is going to work out perfectly. Because Star of Fertility is the card that is underneath of that. It is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. My neighbor keeps coming in and out, and she just locked the door, so I feel like that already, like the sense of security. You guys need to know that you can have the security, that things are a good time to start. Even though it might not seem like everything's come together, it doesn't mean that you can't be faithful about it. It doesn't mean you can't continue to put your foot into it. So now that this is coming with those cards, it's like, imagine getting ready for a date and you start putting on your face and your hair and your makeup and you're just like, oh, I don't know if this is going to come together. But it's like, trust it's going to work out. Trust that by the time whatever it is supposed to arrive, you know, you've already started, and it's okay to continue to want to, how do I word this? it's okay, because I feel like there's an anxiety. I feel like there's an anxiety about the the thing that hasn't arrived, or that it's not the time, or I feel like you have to definitely release the anxiety to step out, because I feel like you feel underprepared. You don't feel ready yet, but you're gonna be fine once you step out and you decide to um, take a chance. Take the risk. Okay, guess what? I might not be someone who was ready for this thing, or how it's gonna come together, but I'm ready. I'm prepared. I'm in the preparation. It's gonna work out. It's gonna be fine. Leadership on top of that. Archangel Gabriel, it is time for you to assume your leadership power and positioning, lovingly guide others. I hear the word accountability, taking the lead. I think that a lot of us feel as if, especially with all the mixer and the ingredients, a lot of us feel like it's a new recipe that's occurring. I feel like that's the word, new recipe, new things. And we're not sure if we're ready or we're prepared, but if we can trust that everything's going to work out fine, we can trust that we can take the accountability, we can lead things in the direction that we want, we're going to step out. We're going to step out in a newfound way that is definitely it's a rebirth, it's a an initiation, um it's a new sense of faith that we've never had before. Um, because this next card, this man who's like this holy man, right? He's dressed in very type of almost like spiritual wear, and he's walking amongst other people. And I just get holy man vibes, but the the essence of him is just like so much confidence, and everyone's looking at him like, who the fuck does he think he is? And I think a lot of you are moving through this sense of feeling unsure about your preparation and your faith in self, and stepping out, and that everything's going to work fine, and just taking the lead just boldly. I think that you have to um trust that it's definitely only your lack of confidence that's going to hold you back. And I say the lack of confidence because the last card underneath of that, the card underneath of that is Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and your energy. For some reason, I hear that as you. I hear that more so as you. Spiritual understanding. Look how that links up with that first card with him stepping out. Archangel Raziel, I'm bringing you historic information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. I feel like so many of us are beginning to look at ourselves in this almost supernatural way, that even though we don't see the end results of something, even though we don't feel like always confident, as long as we can take the accountability and learn as we go, we're going to be fine. We're going to come into a lot of things. And I feel like the only thing that's standing in your way of what you're about to bring to fruition and the things that are coming about is lack of confidence. Like I said, lack of self. If you have spiritual understanding, you have everything. Okay, because as long as you have an understanding of self, it doesn't matter even if you felt like you didn't have all the ingredients, if you were underprepared, if you were whatever, you can take the lead, you can step out boldly, and you can tell that side of yourself that's trying to hold you back and trying to take your time and good energy away to put forth, what's going to happen and what's going to come to fruition, the prosperity that we're going to come into. Because last card there is this man who's, sitting at a desk, clearly at a bank, and there's a vault behind him. There's so much prosperity that is waiting for you on the other side of what you feel is a lack of understanding of self, maybe what's about to arrive for you, the romance, the beauty, the date, the things that have been waiting to court you. You've been putting in the work. Don't think that that everything's gonna fall flat, because as those ingredients in the beginning, I feel like you guys are just having a hesitation, like, man, I feel like I'm putting all the right ingredients, I'm putting everything in, but is this gonna work out? Is this gonna trust in this coming season that you won't fall flat? You are a lot stronger than you think you are. Sekhmet, be strong. Okay? You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength assures a happy outcome. Clear audience. Archangel Zadkiel, notice the loving guidance you hear inside your mind or from other people. Right? So, like I said, with that boundaries card and Ishtar, right? That Ishtar card with boundaries. Think about this, because Easter's coming up too. Ishtar, definitely a goddess of fertility, sexuality. So I feel to tell you what is it that's coming to fruition, and you're telling yourself. You can tell yourself, but I feel like that you're fighting with yourself internally. One side of you says you almost to the prosperity, you almost to the bank, you almost to the bag, you almost to a whole lot of shit that has been waiting for you. And you are stronger than you think you are, but you gotta tell that other motherfucking voice of doubt in your head to shut the fuck up. You gotta tell him to be quiet. Everything's gonna work out. You know, because so many people, when you think about, I always think about these movies where they're trying to get to the vault, right? There's always this sense of anxiety getting to a place that has a lot of prosperity waiting for you. There's tons of anxiety, right? There's usually protocol. But I feel like if you're prepared, right? Because when you go, you got your ID, you got your card, you got this. Just sit down and take your time and enjoy the process. But you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Let's pull open. Become a Better You. 7 Keys to Improving Your Life Every Day by Joel Osteen. Those of you who know me, I like to divine a lot through openings a book to align messages. You can pop this bitch open and it'll align you with anything that you need most times. Okay, what do we need to know in regards to this? Okay, where do I want to start? The last weekend that Lakewood Church met at our Northeast Houston location proved to be an emotional experience for me. I had attended services on that campus with my family my whole life. I had grown up there. Although I was excited about moving downtown, in a way, it was sad leaving that place. Memories of so many marvelous things that had happened there flooded my mind as I drove to the final Sunday evening service. I was reflecting on all that God had done, and when I looked up in the sky, I saw a beautiful rainbow. It looked as though one end of it was literally touching the church at the northeast side, and the other was reaching out across the city of Houston towards downtown. It was almost as if God was putting his stamp of approval on our move, saying, I'm pleased, your work here is done. It is time for a new beginning. Whew. That hit me with emotion. I feel to tell you, a lot of y'all have worked hard. You have put your foot into a lot this coming season. Whew. And you've earned it. The moves that you're about to make towards that vault, towards that prosperity, there's a sense of, if you understand you've done the work and you're taking accountability and you're taking leadership, spread your wings and trust that it's all going to work out. Whew. Sorry, y'all. Whew. That hit me right in the heart chakra. I felt it just like, I feel like there's this, this card here. This card here. You know when you're excited and you're waiting for something, and you're just waiting for the doorbell to ring, and it's like you hear the doorbell ring and your heart drops, your heart races, and as you're going towards the door to open it, it's like that vault at the end, although the arrival of it might not be just quite there, it's about to show up and you're about to be in front of it, and the end of the rainbow is connecting to where whew, to where you have built that bridge to. And this is so crazy because I watch Carolyn Kundalini, and she's literally been posting about the rainbow bridge that is being built right now. I'm not even going to get into it, but this is just such synchronicity that we are it's like the pot at the end of the rainbow. It's the vault, the prosperity, the pot of gold, the things that we have been waiting for. Whew, sorry y'all, that hit me hard. Heart racing, anticipation, eagerness, just whew, wow, we're getting to it. Okay? It was almost as if God was putting his stamp of approval on our move, saying, I'm pleased. Your work here is done. It is time for a new beginning. So you may say, well, Joel, I've seen rainbows before, and they never meant anything to me. That's because this promise is for us believers. You must believe God is at work in your life, and then be on the lookout to see the hand shaping the events. It may be that something jumps out to you at one day while you're reading. Perhaps it will be a small bird in your backyard, or maybe you will see a rainbow in the sky and know that it is your time to step into a fresh start. God gives us these little glimpses to build our faith, to let us know that he's still in control and working behind the scenes. Even in our dark times, God is still working in our lives. Some young parents told me about their daughter who is now in heaven. When she was 3 years old, she contracted a serious illness that confined her to a bed as death ominously approached. The parents were distraught and in so much pain. They rarely left their daughter's side at the hospital. Toward the end, the little girl drifted in and out of a coma. The parents knew that they were about to lose her. But just before she died, she smiled with the most peaceful look on her face and said, Look, Mommy. Look, Daddy. Jesus says it's okay for me to come. She closed her eyes and breathed her final breath. Even when we don't think that we'll ever smile again, God is there. He is the friend who sticks closer than a brother. He has a new beginning for you. The Bible says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Whew. This is hitting me so hard, y'all. I know a lot of y'all have gone through a lot up until this point. I know that so many of us feel like there's been so many times where things have been missing, or it felt like things were missing, that we didn't have all the ingredients, that things were going to fall flat, that we weren't ready, and I feel like a lot of people have endured major dark nights of the soul in the past year. 2018, it was a good year, but it was a hard year. And a friend of mine said to me last year about Oshun. Oshun's my spiritual mother. She said to me, because I was going through it at the beginning of last year, she said to me, Oshun, who's the goddess of unconditional love, of fertility, a lot of prosperity and flow, she will make you happy, but first she will make you strong. And so many people have been going through dark nights of the soul, right? Like the caterpillar who has been in the cocoon and feels like it's on the verge of death, but it's on the verge of rebirth. And so many of you have been in that cocoon and you have been going through metamorphosis. You've been getting better, but sometimes it feels like you've been getting worse. It feels like you've been on the verge. And just as you might feel like it's closing in on you, you're going to burst through. And you are going to give birth to new conditions and to new beginnings. And you're going to come into your pot at the end of the rainbow. But the one thing that you have to know is there is no rainbow unless there is rain. Oh my God, y'all. Excuse me. Oh, do I have tissue? Whew. Whew. Y'all are you so used to seeing me hard and F-bombing, but this, whew, I am super empathetic and empathic, and on my best days I'm holding back tears even in my sessions, but you gotta learn how to, whew. But this is hitting me hard. I let myself feel a little bit more in these readings than I do with my one-on-ones, or else I'm gonna be no use to nobody in that reading. Whew. You are about to go through the last steps of metamorphosis before you reemerge and you step out like a bad motherfucker, like that butterfly. And that old voice from that old paradigm, that old part of your life that you are moving on from, tell that voice that you are moving forth in confidence and you are not listening to those old stories you keep telling yourself in your head. Just like he said he was sad to leave certain things behind or whatever, a lot of us sometimes we feel almost, a sadness of moving on from old parts in our life, but we're moving on to bigger, better things. Like he said, he was moving on to a different space that was prime real estate downtown. And a lot of y'all might be moving on up in life, and I understand it's still hard to tell the old things goodbye, right? Sometimes an old way of being, right, which was that often, we got used to and served its way. Moving on. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And all these tears that I have coming, I feel like this is not a weep, this is a tear of celebration. These are tears of celebration. Tears of happiness, of joy, of what is about to come to fruition. I feel for like a lot of us that we deserve. Our strength makes us very deserving of the prosperity that awaits us. Your strength makes you very deserving of the prosperity and the success that awaits you. Dare to trust God. Dare to believe that even in your disappointments, heartaches, and pains, God is right there with you. You will never be left nor forsaken. You don't have to figure everything out. You may not know what the future holds, but as long as you know who holds your future, you're going to be okay. God has been working behind the scenes in your life over the years. I do not know what is in store for my future, but I know I'm excited about it. It puts a spring in my step to think that God, who created heaven and earth and flung the stars into space, cares so much about me and is consistently working for my good. You know that God is bigger than anything you will ever face. And to know that God is lining up answers for problems that you may not even encounter for 10 or 20 years should give you the incredible confidence as you enjoy your life today. Whatever your circumstances are, whether good or bad, you need to know that God already knows about them and is working behind the scenes to arrange future events in your favor. Learn to trust. Quit worrying about it. Reject anything that hints at the frustration or impatience. Remember, when you believe, you activate power. And keep in mind that just because you don't see anything happening doesn't mean it is not working. Why don't you relinquish control and say, I'm going to trust? I know that God has a great plan for my life. When you do that, you will feel an enormous weight lift off of you. And you'll not only enjoy your life more, but you will see more of God's blessings and favor, and you will become a better you. Ashe. Everything is going to be fine. Spread your wings. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. And as long as you continue to have the confidence that God works through you and hearing your higher self and only listening to the side that's trying to help you become solution oriented and not problem based, you're going to break into that prosperity one way or the other. Sometimes, I don't know about y'all, if you've ever gone to try and pick up a large sum of money, any amount of money over 10 G's, it's a process sometimes. And you're going to have patience. If you have patience with the process, you will always get to the prosperity. If you have spiritual understanding, you will always overstand every obstacle that comes to try and take you down. To overstand obstacles is to be able to open yourself to be the channel, to hear the higher self, to be able to have the strength to amount over anything. Let's pull a bonus card, shall we? Let's just do that. Whew. Y'all about to get that exchange that you want. There's something you've been waiting for. You're going to get it. You're going to come into agreement with it. It's going to sign. The deal is going to be signed. Right? You ever go on and get a car and they shake your hand as you go off the lot? Nice working with you. Y'all about to ride off the lot right now with a brand new way of being moving forward. Sorry, I'm trying to find my phone. Agreement. There we go. Word agreement. Agreement definition. Harmony or accordance in opinion or feeling, a position of result of agreeing. A negotiated and typically legally binding arrangement between parties as a course of action. The absence of incompatibility between two things, consistency. Whew, y'all. Y'all about to come into that harmony and that balance. Clarity, butterfly maiden, transformation. You are experiencing enormous change right now, which will bring great blessing. You about to bust out. I'm telling you, about to bust out. You about to be done with this dark night of the soul if you've been doing your work. Nurture. Archangel Gabriel, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. I feel like the inner child is so full of excitement of what is about to happen. You're going to come into a brand new way of being. And although you might not be completely familiar with it, you might feel very new. You might be feeling very unexperienced. Know that if you continue to love on yourself and allow God and Spirit to love on you as well, you're going to feel this sense of harmony and agreement and fulfillment and love surrounding you. Feminine energy, a lot of energy of creation. You know, I feel like the transition of newness. Looking through life now with new eyes, fresh eyes, eager eyes. You know, even with this man who has stepped out, right? He's going through his experience almost different from everyone else. And they almost looking around like, what he looking at? Because we can't see it. And look, this just popped up on my motivation app. I felt the vibration. If you can believe it, the mind can achieve it. Ashe. Well, you know what, y'all? I don't even feel compelled to close with a meditation of anything. I feel that whatever you've been praying for, stay consistent and continue to ask God to guide you in a way of being prepared to receive this blessing. And don't be fearful to have excitement. Don't be fearful to have a sense of excitement. Because I think for a long time, a lot of us have been waiting for certain things and they're about to come, and you deserve to be excited. You deserve to walk up to that man and receive your blessings in the bag and walk out like, damn, cash in the bag. The cash is in the bag right now. Y'all about to walk out with that briefcase. The cash is in the bag. The bag is secured. These new things are coming and they're going to be beautiful. That rainbow, that bridge that connects you from the old experiences now walking into that prosperity of the new ones. You've been searching for it for a long time, and I feel to say you're about to encounter it. Something's about to come into agreement and favor in your life, and just trust that it's all going to work out for the best. Go forward with no fear, listening to that voice, not that old fuck ass voice that tries to drain your energy. The fuck ass voice that tells you, oh, you ain't doing this shit right. It's all gonna be fine. Oh, y'all. Well, let's wrap it up. It's only 40 minutes. Great. Like I said, if you wanna have a session, a guidance session with me, check out my content if you're new on Instagram, the Trapwitch, TheTrapWich on Instagram. Like I said, I'll be putting the link for Nah, Me and Struggle Don't Go Together No More shirt underneath this video, and that Cleanse, Clear, Clarify guide on my site, Full Moons Ritual, $5.55. That's up there if you want to cop that. But I love you all. I appreciate you all, and continue to be strong. You are stronger than you think you are, and your strength will assure a happy outcome. You're going to be fine. Okay, y'all? Love and light. Happy full moon in Libra to you. May your scales come to balance. May everything work in your favor. May there be harmony, or may there be happiness. May there be an ecstatic sense of inner union. And may you continue to prosper and put new conditions forward. I feel like end of March going into April is going to be beautiful for many people, and you deserve that. Okay? Bye, y'all.